Hi, my name is Brian Grimkowski, Director of Graduate Programs for the Cotsacos College of Business. In this video, we're going to talk specifically about our WP Online calendar and some of the important dates and deadlines that you'll encounter in your program. So one important thing to note from the get-go is that we have 3 terms that are offered each academic year. There's the spring semester, the summer session, and the fall semester. And each of these has 2 unique accelerated 7-week sessions. So there's a session 1 and there's a session 2. So students, for example, would be taking 1 or 2 courses typically in fall session 1, and then would be taking 1 or 2 different courses in fall session 2. In your academic advisement email that you would receive from your graduate advisor, we include a direct link to the WP Online calendar. This is usually maintained by the registrar's office. It usually goes out several semesters at a time so that you're able to plan ahead and get a snapshot of the different important dates and deadlines that you'll be working with. If it would be helpful for you, if you're the type of person that would benefit from it, feel free to set dates in your calendar, whether it's your phone, your work laptop, or PC, so that you don't lose sight of some of these important dates as we go through. And then it's also important to note that each 7-week session has its own unique registration and tuition payment deadline. So you only have to submit your tuition payment for fall session 1 courses by the fall session 1 tuition payment deadline. There is a different deadline for fall session 2, for example. The time in which you have to register for courses or make your tuition payment deadline is 11:59 p.m. on the deadline. If you don't register for courses by 11:59 p.m. on the registration deadline, you will find that you are not able to add additional courses to your schedule. Similarly, if you do not submit a full tuition payment for the graduate credits that you are registered for that session by the tuition payment deadline at 11:59 p.m., you would be dropped automatically from the system for non-payment the following morning. You can request reinstatement if that happens. Obviously, mistakes happen. People might lose sight of that deadline, forget about it, get busy, forget to check their WP Online email, for example. But please note that while we and other departments on campus make every effort to reinstate those students that request it, it's not guaranteed. So it's definitely helpful on the front end to make sure that you're familiar with those dates and deadlines. You know about them in advance. You make sure that your tuition payment is made in a timely fashion, and similarly, you make sure that you register for classes early. We do send emails out before registration is going to open each semester, so you know when registration is going to be open and available, and we do send reminders throughout the semester. So please make sure that you do all of this earlier, and then you won't have to worry about it on the back end. There are unique dates and deadlines by which a student can drop a course, 1 or more courses, at the 100% tuition rate, 50% refund rate, and the 0% refund rate. Typically, that 100% tuition rate is 2 days after the start of classes by 11:59 p.m. So if for any reason you question your ability to move forward with a course or the courses that you've registered for in a session, your plans change, work becomes busy, it's just not the right time for you to proceed with a course, please keep in mind that you have to drop that course by that deadline at the 100% tuition rate. There's also a 50% tuition refund rate window and then a 0%. In any of those cases, as long as you drop a course by that 0% refund rate, the deadline, you will get a WD for withdraw on your course, and it will have no negative impact on your graduate cumulative GPA. So again, make sure you're aware of when those dates and deadlines are, just in the event that you do need to drop 1 or more of your courses for any reason. Refunds are typically issued to the source that you made your payment. So if it was a credit card, the refund after it was issued would go back to your credit card, etc. And then I can't stress enough, if you have any questions about tuition payments, about refunds, the best office to address those to is the Office of Student Enrollment Services. And you can see their email addresses there as well as their phone number. They can answer any questions that you might have about that. And then the calendar also includes the first and last day of classes for each session. So again, you can plan ahead and know when your classes are going to end and when the next session is going to begin. There's usually about a week gap in between and a bit longer after fall session 2 to the spring session 1 because of the holidays. And then there's also the date by which a faculty member has to submit their final grades as required by the provost office in the university. So the last date that your final grade would post. So just want to make sure again that you're aware of these dates and deadlines. Certainly, like I said, if you ever need to refer back, it is in the academic advisement email, which hopefully you tucked away. And I hope this information is helpful as you continue to plan ahead for your program. And certainly, as I said, the registrar's office will continue to update that calendar so it's there for you to refer to. Otherwise, thanks so much for your time. Thanks for viewing, and enjoy the rest of your day.